As Lockie Keevers gets us underway for this second half with Devonport in the blue, attacking the goal to the right of screen. Oscar Van Hatten wins the ball back immediately for Wellington. I like the look of number 15 too. He's had a good first half. Henry Andrews in the midfield, been doing plenty of work. Tall and quite agile. As Wellington worked their way forward early on in the second half, a great opportunity, and that's a good clearance. It could have gone anywhere. Toby Barton was on the spot and had to be alert, and he was.
And again, it's the same theme as the first half. Sam Sutton is making those marauding runs down the left-hand side and those quality passes in, and that could have gone anywhere. Look at how hard that was, and
It could have ended up in his own net for sure. So an early corner here to Wellington. A bright start for them. Looking to put this one beyond doubt early in this second half. Short one for Barbarousis. Played into the far post, another dangerous one again, and Barton, I think it was, that got the final touch once more. So a second successive corner kick early in this second stanza.
And you can tell with the message at halftime from Ufuk Talay is that they want to come out and really stamp home this advantage of 1-0 and get an early goal, because, with the cup games, the longer the game goes on, the more an opportunity for Devonport.
Clayton Lewis, short one. Barbarousis played it back to Lewis, and they manage to clear it. It's an injury behind play, so there'll be a little pause. Wellington Phoenix will travel back to Sydney tomorrow, and will play a practice match against the Central Coast Mariners on the weekend. So Ufuk Talay will use a lot of the players who don't play a lot of game time tonight to get some game time under their belt against the Central Coast Mariners on Saturday. And then should they be drawn against an NPL opposition, not play at home, then they're looking to remain in Australia to play their next fixture, which would be the round of 16 fixture next week in Australia. So avoiding the travel back to New Zealand, only to come back on Thursday. So it makes perfect sense, and they're planning to be away from home for a little while and reduce the amount of travel time. And don't forget, of course, that draw for the round of 16 occurs tonight on 10 play. Actions right around the ground, of course. We'll keep you up to date with the scores in the other fixtures. Western United leading Melbourne Victory by a 1-0. Sydney United 1-0 over the Monaro Panthers. Parramatta Peninsula Power, I should say, 2-1 over NWS Spirit. They're the current scores in the other games in the round of 32 tonight. Lockie Keevers just asking for some space at the goalkeeper. Keegan Smith, plenty of bodies around him. Lewis flicks it in to the far post. That's a header straight to the keeper. He had to be on the right spot, Keegan Smith, and he was, keeping his side in the game. Henry Andrews flicking it on, but nobody there to pick it up. Ollie Sale put under pressure. Fans behind the goal making sure he knew about it. This is Pennington. And another free kick awarded to the Knicks.
It was a beautiful delivery from Clayton Lewis. Very accurate. And you can see it was, I think, Wooten got a header on goal. Keeper didn't know too much about it. Almost parried it straight back into his direction.
Ball played in the Ben Wayne direction, the goal scorer. Charles Bidwell, the 18-year-old from Devonport, clears the danger but gives away possession. Ben Wayne trying to win it back. Taylor last, the 17-year-old, does very well. Strong on the ball, demanding the ball in the midfield. Played back to him. Plenty to like about the 17-year-old. Turned over in the midfield though. Wellington will look to build again. Here's Pennington. Now Sutton, who was one of Wellington's busiest in the first half. Now Tim Payne. Sutton demanding it, but Payne goes long. Ben Waine remains onside. Gets the cross in. Plenty of blue shirts there. Van Hatten couldn't control it, and now a chance for the home side. Charles Bidwell just looked up and couldn't see anything to his advantage forward and decided to hold things up. Now the sweeping ball won't make its way to Ali Doulet on the far side, on the left-hand side. This is Barton. Doulet. 2 to beat. Decides to go backwards. Francesco Garrido tried to win the header at the near post. Well defended. Here's Sutton again. Plenty of room here for Josh Laws. Pennington. Wooten. No rush, Wellington here. A patient build-up for Payne. Just sitting off them, Devonport for the moment. Now Wellington try the long approach. Easily managed by Park with the header away. Taylor last in there. Got the clearance, and that'll be another Wellington throw.
Now we've got this opportunity. I just want to say sorry to all the Devonport people because it's been made apparent to me that I was saying Devonport in that first half. And,
it's your Melbourne accent.
Yeah, it is, but you know, I'm not renowned for making pronunciations wrong.
No, you've never done that.
I've never done that. So all the Devonport people, I'm sorry. I don't get out of Melbourne very often.
Devonport City Strikers. What a night they've put on tonight here in this round of 32 contest in the Australia Cup. Every available vantage point just about taken here. A great crowd of over 3,000. The excitement in this city was evident for all to see leading into this competition. They're on top of the NPL Tasmania competition. 14 wins from 16 games. They defeated Glenorchy on the weekend. Glenorchy won the title last season, so that was a massive game for them. Great history about this club, of course. In 2016, they became the first Tasmanian team to make it through to the round of 16 in the FFA Cup, as it was known then. And that night, they defeated the Lambton Jaffers right here at Valley Road. And then a Miles Barnard brace helped Devonport to their best ever result in the Australia Cup. They defeated Northcote City to equal that 2016 effort to make it through to the round of 16 back then as well. Canteen doing a bumper trade too tonight. I know they've been preparing for weeks. Defending by Fahim Maradi to win the ball right in front of our vantage points. It is some vantage point too tonight. Actually, we're on top of a truck. Standing on the roof of a truck. Never thought I'd see the day.
That's the beauty of the Australian Cup, mate. You never know where you're going to be, but you know, for Wellington at the moment, they're just started with a bit of intensity in his first half, but just second half, but just seemed to have dropped off a little bit. You can see Ufuk Talay on the sideline, not too pleased with the way they've started this.
Garrido with a great back heel, almost came off for them. You can see the skill he's got, the Spaniard. He played US college football last year. A lovely pass for Ali Doulay. Here's a chance. He goes down, Ali Doulay. Waved away by Lockie Keevers. And that's great defending. That slide tackle comes in. And the crowd's up and about now.
Well, I tell you what, that Toby Barton challenge, he's a big boy, but he made it nice and clean. You can see that Clayton Lewis came over the top just to have a little word that, Costa Barbarouses was fine.
Speaking of the catering, great to see that the officials are enjoying their meals tonight.
Yeah, right.
Might need some of that catering sent up to the commentary box at some point this evening. They can't hear us,
Well, I might throw something down at him, actually.
Is that a pasta Benny's eating?
Oh, is that Italian in you, mate? You can notice that. What sort of sauce is that? I can tell you it's a carbonara. MasterChef told me that.
Here's Sutton. Some bright signs for the home side in the first stages of the second half is what I was trying to say.
Seem to be pressing a little bit higher, Devonport. Not sitting as deep. Not really letting Wellington be able to dictate the play.
Pennington with the long ball, and that'll be dealt with easily.
But that could be due to a bit of tiredness from Wellington. We know that when they're early in their pre-season, that intensity levels tend to drop off. They're making a lot of runs in that first half.
Well, this is a very good point you make, Archie, because Ufuk Talay, when I spoke to him earlier today, said his greatest concern is the fitness levels. They've only had one practice match leading into this match tonight, Wellington Phoenix. It was against a local side in the New Zealand competition, which they won 2-0. But of course, the home side, Devonport, have played 16 games in their men's NPL competition, and they are match hardened and match fit. Can they defend well here? Poor pass, turning it over. Sam Sutton on that occasion a little wayward with his delivery. Here's Taylor Last, who had to get the ball quickly. It was a dangerous pass from the goalkeeper. It might open an opportunity here for Ben Waine. Now Clayton Lewis, well defended again. It's an injury behind play, but Lockie Keevers says play should continue, and now it will be stopped. And a yellow card handed out. Ben Waine down on the pitch, looking to receive some medical treatment as the doctors come on.
There was a great little bit of skill there here from Sam Sutton. He's probably been one of the Wellington's better players in this match, but
Toby Barton was with that challenge. We've seen him throw his body about, Toby Barton, and he was right in the thick of things there again.
Yeah, as I was saying about Sam Sutton, he made a beautiful little chinking run into that front third, and just a nice, easy little pass in front of Costa Barbarouses really would have put Devonport under pressure. But again, that's that fatigue that sort of sets in. And it'll be interesting to see whether Wellington will make some changes. I can just see Sam Sutton on the sideline getting some instructions. But I really like him. I know he sort of came onto the scene last season, really excited in that left position. And I'm been very impressed with the other right back, Elliott. Louis Fenton, obviously not playing for Wellington, had a stellar season, stellar career here actually. But you can see his quality. Elliott loves to get forward, comfortable on the ball. Such an advantage when you've got two wing backs that are able to play and get forward and attack.
Here he is, Sutton. cover a lot of territory in this left-hand side this evening. Pennington switches play quickly. Devonport once again forced to find their shape and chase. Barbarouses, can he keep the ball in play? Costa Barbarouses, he can, gets a dangerous ball across. And seen out of danger by Connor Park, who had the intervention at the near post for Devonport.
Again, it was Callan Elliott that just drove at the defence of Devonport, and again,
whipped in, dangerous ball. The header is
great.
a terrific finish, and that is a second for Wellington Phoenix. Oscar Van Hatten was with the final touch, and that's going to make it very difficult for the home side.
Again, it was a delivery from the out wide areas for Wellington that would cause trouble for Devonport all night. I think it might have been Clayton Lewis that swung it in onto his left foot.
He's been delivering some great balls all night, Lewis, hasn't he? And this was no exception, and a terrific header by Oscar Van Hatten. Saw the keeper off his line and placed it into that far post.
He almost just generated just that little bit of power that was needed with the delivery from Clayton Lewis.
So the first substitution of the evening for the home side.
Like you said, that just takes a little bit of pressure off the Wellington team.
Joel Stone coming on, the number 10. I believe that's for Connor Park. Now there's Connor there, so we'll just double check who's come off as Devonport win a free kick. As the rain starts to tumble down here at Valley Road. Henry Andrews heading over to provide some advice to the 17-year-old. Taylor Last will take the set piece. Can they get one back here? Taylor Last a bit too much on it. The youngster.
Go again.
Big raps on the 17-year-old, as we spoke about earlier. Can he join the likes of Nathaniel Atkinson, who grew up and played his football at Riverside in Launceston? Jess Curran, who's from Burnie, played some football in Scotland. Braden Mann, who plays his football in the NPL in Victoria. Michael Holden, another Tasmanian product who spent some time at Melbourne Victory. The great David Clarkson, of course, who played in some very good South Melbourne teams in the 90s. Kurt Reynolds, another one who captained the under-23 Australian side, who played for Launceston. So there haven't been a lot of Tasmanian footballers over the years to make it at the very highest of levels.
Well,
Let's hope we see a few from tonight.
Well, everything I've seen so far, I mean, he's been really tidy on the ball when he has had it. I know that when you get into a bit more of a professional environment where you're playing with really good players, it certainly helps.
Here's Ben Wayne. We might have another one here. He spots the keeper of his line, and that is a terrific finish. Ben Wayne makes it 3 for the Wellington Phoenix, and that should be enough to see them through to the round of 16 of the Australia Cup.
Well, we've seen this all night from Wellington. Again, turning defence into attack, and Ben Wayne, the catalyst to make those forward runs. And it was a really, really tidy finish. Again, Tim Payne makes that beautiful ball in behind, the run on the shoulders, and this is what I was talking about, that boy. He just wants to get in goal scoring position. Lobs a keeper, really tidy finish. Really hard to see Devonport come back from this, but wonderful finish and a great run forward.
And the keeper on that occasion, Keegan Smith, makes the mind up for the striker, doesn't he? Probably doesn't need to come there, because then he offers Ben Wayne that opportunity, and really all it took was that lob. He was smart enough to see what was in the offing, and Ben Waine finished it. Here's a chance for Devonport to get one back. Ball to the far post, well defended. That's a heavy clash. The desperation shown there from Kellen Elliott was brilliant. Muradi last. Henry Andrews couldn't control it, but does win the throw. Here's Muradi again. Now Connor Park. Bidwell plays it forward, but that's easy pickings for Scott Wooten. And another free kick to Wellington Phoenix.
How many times have we seen it during this game? And we're probably going to see it a lot this year in the A-League, is that ball out of the defence from Wellington, and Ben Waine again finds just a yard of space off the shoulders and that awareness. And like you said, the keeper pretty much made his mind up. He's been pretty good all night, Keegan Smith. It just shows at this level, when you're not certain in making the right decision, you get punished.
Around the grounds, Peninsula Power still leading NWS Spirit 2-1. Western United now 2-1 over Melbourne Victory. And Sydney United leading Monaro Panthers by 2-0. And the big A-League clash. It was a George Timotheo own goal, a Jake Brimmer equaliser, and Lockie Wales putting Western United back ahead there. As Wellington go forward in search for a fourth. Last, his ball cut out. Sutton thought about the shot. Waine for the hat-trick. Ben Waine with the shot wide of the mark. Well, this is a big moment for Wellington Phoenix fans who will be tuning in tonight. Bozidar Kraev, one of their big-name signings in the off-season. A perfect opportunity for him to get some minutes under his belt. And it's got quite the CV. Archie capped 24 times by Bulgaria after making his international debut as a teenager back in 2017. His most recent game came against world champions France in a friendly for Bulgaria in August. Spent some time at Midtjylland in Denmark. As the corner comes in, and almost fumbled by Keegan Smith. So, of course, at the same club that Albermobile spent some time at.
Well, welcome to Australia. You're in Devonport.
Not the most glamorous of debuts for him, but important in the preparation of the season. Home fans wanting a free kick.
Oh, you find that one!
They thought, well, there's a push there, and there was a push a second earlier. Why didn't you give us one?
Not much in that one for Devonport there, but I thought Ben Waine made a bit of a meal for that one.
So it'll be interesting to watch Kraev, who will play in the midfield.
He's quite a big boy out there. He's
1.86 metres tall. Had some offers to stay in Europe, but said he wanted to try a new challenge. He's got a 2-year deal. Of course, one of the players brought in to fill the hole left by Reno Piscopo. And Gail Sandoval, of course, who was the Mexican who was on a loan deal, no longer at the club. There's also talk perhaps of a return for Roy Krishna. And Wellington were trying hard to get him back at the club, but in the end, Krishna decided to remain in India, signed for the Indian Super League club.
How good would it have been to see Krishna back?
Great player.
Always exciting.
Johnny Warren medalist He's won the best player in the competition a couple of seasons ago before heading overseas. Here's Pennington for Wellington. Here's his first touch substitute. Kraev. Be used to these positions. Here he is. Kraev on the edge of the area. Shields the ball. Looking for some support. Finds it on the left via Sutton. Lewis to Sutton. Wootton. Kraev can't control that one. Will there be a consolation here for Devonport? Saw the idea from the teenager Charles Bidwell. Spotted Ollie Sale off his line and thought, I could put myself in the headlines here if I score this. Tried a shot from inside the centre circle.
Well, he's probably thinking, why they keep talking about Taylor last? I'm going to have a shot here and put my name ahead of his at Melbourne City possibly, but very quiet here at the Fortress at the moment. Like to probably send the fans home with at least a consolation goal.
Here's Wayne, who's got two this evening. A brace for Ben Wayne. Oscar Van Hatten with the other. Ollie Sale barking out instructions from the back, as good goalkeepers should be doing.
Good, Charlie.
Sutton. Now Lewis. Kraev looks to move things along quickly. Van Hatten. It'll be interesting to see how the Wellington Phoenix go this year, Archie. Of course, a few crucial signings to be made, but it'll be a very different proposition because they will be playing home fixtures, which is something they haven't been able to do over the last couple of seasons. And in a nice touch, I thought they'll be playing one of those home games in Wollongong, which is a tribute to the people of Wollongong and the region who did a lot to make them feel at home during that extended COVID lockdown, which is where they were based, of course.
And look, for a Wellington player, I just know from my own experience that when you're playing in a crowd that's not to what sort of level you are when you're at home, it can be really difficult. And they did the best of what the situation was, and now they've got the opportunity to play home.
Here's a chance. Garrido couldn't control it. He's worked hard all night and he's got that skill about him. He's got a great first touch. He had a terrific opportunity early on in this game. I'm sure the home fans will be thinking, how different could it have been tonight if we'd taken that chance in that first period of the game.
Yeah, those sort of moments always changes the dynamics of the game. But you know, look, Wellington have been really good tonight, especially when they haven't played too much football. But it'd be interesting to see how they do play their football at home under Ufuk Talay, because, you know, for Wellington fans, they haven't seen too much of the style of he likes to play. And again, it's about having those key signings, because the type of football that this Wellington team is playing now, it just needs a couple of key positions. I know David Ball's obviously one player that is dealing with a foot injury, but there would be, he'd be thinking, like you said, a couple of key signings that are needed, because what we're seeing right now, only early stages, and probably, I guess, a lesser quality team, but they're more than capable of pushing it this year.
10 home matches at Sky Stadium in Wellington during the upcoming A-League men's season. They've played there just twice since March 2020.
Wow.
And there'll be a couple of games in Auckland as well, as Ben Wayne makes his way into the 18-yard area once again, and that's a good challenge from Connor Park.
Okay, they didn't make the World Cup with the men's, but they've got the Women's World Cup, which will still add a bit of excitement, not just in New Zealand, but here, obviously, in Australia.
Absolutely a huge year ahead coming up.
And for our boys, too.
We've got Matilda's fixtures coming up, and the Socceroos in action in September in New Zealand and in Brisbane for the farewell games before they head off to the FIFA World Cup. Another corner kick for Wellington. Played to the near post, and that's another header. And it is the debutant. What an entry for Bozidar Krajev. We spoke about his height, and he finished it with aplomb. 4-0 to Wellington. They've quietened the crowd now, Archie, haven't they?
Yeah, not much to smile about there, unless you go to the canteen and get them chips and gravy. Hopefully there's some for us. But again, it's the quality of the ball in by Wellington. He just drifts off his defender and was able to use the power of the cross and just nods it home for a crowd of players. Not too much Keegan Smith can do there. And what a way to announce yourself onto the Australian football scene. Want to see plenty more of that. Ufuk Tele will be hoping this season.
So another substitution for Wellington Phoenix. Righty Bidois coming on for Ben Wayne. Terrific night for Ben Wayne, who has a brace. He opened the scoring in the 9th minute of this contest. Great to see so many young players on both sides featuring tonight. Ufuk Tele talking earlier today about how many players have come through the academy system at Wellington. 15 in the last 2 seasons, which is incredible. Great to see those young players getting an opportunity here this evening as well.
That's such an amazing stat, because that's what you want. You want your club to be able to tune out players, know the culture of the club, and you know when you're starting from an academy team, pretty much from a team that you've grown up and watch as a fan, it makes it even more. I know that a lot of the Melbourne Victory players at my time there were fans. They come through the system, and it just means so much more to them.
Van Hatten with the ball across the face of goal. Costa Barbarousis looks like he'll play out the 90 minutes. He'd love to get on the score sheet as well in his return. Here he is on the ball, Barbarousis. Nice run inside the 18-yard area. Ball cut back for the substitute, Bidois. Couldn't get to final touch, which was decisive enough. But we speak about those academy players. Paul Temple running the academy there alongside Chris Greenacre. Former Wellington Phoenix player, of course, Greenacre. Great to see him still involved at the club. Don't forget, tonight we also have, at the conclusion of this game, the draw for the round of 16. Tonight's round of 32 fixtures conclude the final games of the round of 32, and we'll find out the matchups for the round of 16, which kicks off next week. So the football continuing across Australia in this great competition, the Australia Cup. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that straight after this. Peninsula Power look like they'll go through against WS Spirit 3-1 with 10 minutes remaining there, as Wellington go forward again through Barbarousis. Lewis, who's been one of Wellington's best tonight, his delivery especially right up there. Elliott back to Pennington. Here's Kraev, who already has one to his name. Only been on the park a few minutes. The Bulgarian international. He's looking good early. Some promising signs. This time the cross from Sutton cut out. Western United are still ahead against Melbourne. Victory 2-1. And Sydney United 2-1 leaders over the Monaro Panthers in the other games in the round of 32 as Devonport City strikers go to their bench again. Max Reisig making his entrance for Henry Andrews. He's got a bit of the Tommy Rogic about him, Henry Andrews, his stature, hasn't he? Look, he's tall and thin, and the way he moves around the midfield. I didn't want to say too much when he was on the park, not to jinx him, but I've been thinking it all night, Archie. And Brody Dennehy, the other substitute to come on. Corner kick. This one easily cleared by Joel Stone that time. Another dangerous ball in. Toby Barton with the header away. Here's a chance. Bidwell plays it out to the left. Wellington quick to get the numbers back. There's a professional foul. Surely that is blown, and it is. Lockie Keevers was waiting to see if there was any advantage. And the home side crowd find some voice. Love to see them get one for the 3,000 plus that have made their way here to Valley Road tonight. Taylor last. Step over. The last one he took was well over the crossbar.
Yeah, I'm scared it hit our Hertz rental car.
Archie parked his car right behind this goal, so Taylor, please don't overhit it. Here it is. This is a better delivery by Taylor last. Ollie Sale needs to come. And the shot wide of the mark from the substitute, Dennehy.
Yeah, the Wellington players, the two wing backs for me have been outstanding. The way they've been able to get up and down, especially Callum Elliott. He's going to have a lot more say this year. Certainly got the quality.
Dominic Smith, the number 3, and Aaron Kidmus, the number 5, also coming on. So great to see Tom Ballantyne, the coach, giving these players an opportunity for some time on the big stage.
I will say one thing about Costa Barbarouses. I know that he's not on the score sheet, but he's been very, very tidy tonight. He's made some really smart runs. 1 or 2 checks off, get the ball, nice touches, brings other players in.
So a promising start for Wellington Phoenix in their campaign. Semi-finalist last year in the Australia Cup. And they'll find out within the next hour who their opponents will be in the round of 16. Here's another opportunity. Is there a 5th? Barbarouses looking for the pass. Kraev. And now the shot across the face of goal. From Oscar Van Hatten's already got one to his name. Wanted a second there, Arch.
Again, it was Callum Elliott really running at the Devonport defence. But just sort of gets it caught at his feet there, bobbles a little bit and just pulls it across the face of goal.
So much rain here today in Devonport. The ground has held up really well considering. Tell you what, we were in Perth a couple of weeks ago and his surface is better than what we saw in Perth when Manchester United had to play on.
No good.
Barbarouses runs into space and finds the ball. Van Hatten. And now look at the space here for Pennington. He'll think about the shot, decides to go with the percentages. A short pass. Elliott cuts it back for Kraev. Almost a second. for the international. Bozidar Krajev making an impact.
It's an acceleration from Callum Elliott. Just drops the shoulder and gets past his defender really easily. Just picks out a player. Krajev.
Wayward ball from Krajev that time.
You can see he picks up really good positions already in the 18-yard box, getting to know his players, and that's what it's all about at these early stages. Australia Cup pre-season games, learning about your team.
Lewis. Pennington. Wootton. Well, not too many have left, Archie. They're all still here at Valley Road. The Gordon Rimmer stand packed to the rafters. That was full 2 hours before kickoff. They wanted prime position. And whilst the home side hasn't won the game tonight, they've been competitive and they've put on a terrific show against a quality A-League men's side in the Wellington Phoenix.
Let's go, Robbie. Come on, mate.
Billed as the biggest night in Tasmanian football history. And those that were here tonight might be disappointed with the result, but won't be disappointed with the occasion. And that's the beauty of this competition. We talk about the magic of the Cup, and it puts into the spotlight so many great communities, so many great football clubs across Australia, just as it has done this evening here in Devonport. Long ball in, and the substitute with the header. Aaron Kidmus wasn't too far away. That got the crowd up off their feet.
Yeah, just couldn't seem to direct the header. Had a beautiful leap. Again, it was that floated ball into the back post. Yeah, very difficult to be able to generate and even be able to get that onto a target.
Another substitution about to be made by Wellington. Double one at that. So one of the goal scorers coming off, Oscar Van Hatten. And Callan Elliott also making his way. No rush for those two. Marco Lorenz making his way onto the park. And Noah Kanuraname also coming on. Some of the academy players we spoke of a few moments ago. Keeping an eye on things around the grounds for you in the other games in the round of 32. Sydney United 3-0 leaders over the Monaro Panthers with a few minutes remaining there. Western United 2-1 over Melbourne victory. The cup holders could be out in the round of 32. The A-League champions in front there. Here's another chance for Wellington as the substitutes combine. Krajev. Turn on the edge of the 18-yard area by Bidouin. Kanuraname couldn't control it. Now Pennington. Sam Wootton. Clayton Lewis, one of the best for the Knicks tonight. Devonport trying to win it back. Lewis steps in and delivers the pass out wide. Sutton. Right up there amongst the best for the Knicks tonight as well on this left-hand side, Sad Sutton. Here's Tim Payne.
You can see a lot of influence on the players from Ufuk Talay. Very technical, good and tight areas, one or two touches, very similar to the type of player he is or was.
That one almost came into our commentary box, Archie. With my hands full, I'm not sure I would have done well in catching that one. There'll be 4 minutes of added time here, with Wellington leading by 4 goals to 0. And still not one spectator has left the venue, Archie. They're still here. They're loving seeing A-League opposition in action in Devonport.
Oh, they've been in for a treat all night, because the way that Wellington are playing and passing the ball technically, saying that to some of the fans here, is that it's great to see some of the young kids to be able to see this quality.
Lovely flick by Barbarousis. Looking for Kanuruname. There'll be another corner kick for the Knicks.
It's got a real Gippsland Falcons feel to this stadium, mate. I tell you what, I've been reminiscing being here about my time in
your first
the
club
Valley.
Your first club in the NSL, National Soccer League?
Yeah.
Morwell Falcons? Was it the Gippsland Falcons or the Morwell Falcons?
A few names.
Yeah.
Eastern Pride.
Frank Arrock, your coach, your first coach?
Superstar.
Yeah.
Unique character. But learned so much from him.
Here's Clayton Lewis. Costa Barbarousis. He's played out the 90 minutes, Barbarousis. Here's Pennington with a dangerous ball in. Devonport clear it away. And that's out for another throw in to Ufuktele's side. He'll be very happy with his team's performance tonight. They stay alive in this competition. Lewis does well. Strong in the challenge. Now Sutton for Barbarousis in some space. Will he try a shot here? Costa Barbarousis finds some space. Now unwinds Barbarousis. Wide of the mark. He did well to find that extra yard, didn't he, Archie? And pulled the trigger. Just missed the target.
Well, that's when Costa Barbarousis is at his best. It's when he's shaping to shoot, fakes and keeps going, continuing. You can see where he was aiming to that bottom corner. Such a tricky player to be able to defend against. He's so sharp on his feet.
And a couple of minutes remaining here, and Wellington looking for a 5th. That'll please their boss. They continue to press. There's a chance now for Joel Stone. Lovely reverse ball in. He's looking for Garrido. Wellington defending it well though. Sutton plays it for Barbarousis. Terrific first touch by Costa Barbarousis to open the field again. This is Marco Lorenz on the right-hand side, the substitute. Plays a 1-2. Lorenz still going and wins the corner kick. That was a terrific build-up by Wellington.
Like you said, that first touch to be able to open up the space for the wide play of Wellington.
So this will be the last action of this tie. Ticked over the 94 minutes by the time this corner is taken. Well, Lockie Kiva says that's enough. The result remains a comprehensive win for the Wellington Phoenix in a wonderful night for football in Tasmania. A packed stadium here at Valley Road witnessed a terrific contest. The Devonport ultimately outclassed by their A-League men's opposition. The final score here at Valley Road: Devonport City Strikers 0, Wellington Phoenix 4. I'll be very proud of their team's performance though tonight, Archie Thompson.
Yeah, it was always going to be tough facing a A-League opposition. First time in their club history in this competition. But it was the occasion, like you said, of the support of the community, the way they've set this up, how things that could have been a little bit different if they had taken that opportunity nice and early in the game. But that quality of Wellington Phoenix just shone through. Real imprints of what Ufuk Talay has done at this club. Some really silky performances, especially in that front third. Ben Wayne, devastating in front of goal. Costa Barbarouses, ever present with some wonderful touches. And a new signing. Nice to make your debut and score a goal in Australia Cup.
Yeah, terrific introduction to the A-League men's ranks for Bosniar Krajev, the Bulgarian international who scored only moments after coming on. Ben Wayne was terrific all night with a double, and Oscar Van Hatten also putting his name on the score sheet as well. Here are the goals if you've just joined us. An early opportunity for Francesco Garrido. This was 7 minutes into the contest. Taylor last did really well here to find some space and the pass, and Garrido had 16 goals in the NPL competition in Tasmania, just couldn't find the mark, and then just moments later Devonport's defence split open and Ben Wayne with a terrific finish to open the scoring. This was in 9 minutes into the game.
And again, it was that turn from Costa Barbarouses. They're going to be a dynamic duo, those two. And again, those long balls in behind Sam Sutton. Ben Wayne could have got his hat-trick with that goal, coming into the second half, but just scuffed a shot. Another opportunity here, but really didn't create too much, and that was really easy for Ollie Sale. And again, it was the quality of the ball from Clayton Lewis we've seen pretty much all night. Unable to get a purchase of Wooten there in the follow-up. But again, that beautiful lofted header.
Oscar Van Hatten it was, and that made it 2-0, Archie, and from that point on it was really all Wellington Phoenix. The delivery from Clayton Lewis, as you said, once again was spot on, and then Ben Wayne made it 3 for Wellington.
And again, it
the
was
keeper here, just perhaps an error by committing himself early, making the decision for Ben Wayne. Keegan Smith racing off his line.
But it's what Wellington done all night that was really impressive, was that defence to attack. And it was due to this man here and his runs. Costa Barbarouses is a wonderful finish. And Krajev just peels off his defender, uses the speed of the ball, glances it down, and the amount of players in front of the goalkeeper was difficult for him to see. And nice introduction to football here in Australia.
Yeah, he stands tall in the midfield, the Bosniar Krajev, and that was a terrific finish to get his first goal for the Wellington Phoenix. A comprehensive win for Ufuk Talay's side on a perfect night for football. Perfect winter's evening here at Valley Road. Over 3,000 spectators made their way in to the Portress. Great to see so many enjoying a wonderful night of football and seeing firsthand A-League opposition here for the first time in Devonport. Thanks.